We've already seen that push and that call for all of us to rally behind her.
It's kind of like you're almost a villain if you have a question, right? It's almost like, you're anti something because you question something. And politically, because it's such a finite timetable of when you have to make a decision, it doesn't leave room to have a real in-depth conversation. You're almost put in the place where you have to just say, come on, let's go. And it's like, come on, let's go with what, right? And then when you're halfway down the road and you feel like wait a minute, I shouldn't be part of this bandwagon. Are you anti because you want to back off now? Or dude, let me out the car.
How many of you know a black man who has expressed to you that they're committed to voting for Donald Trump?
What's going on, guys? So we got to talk about the new candidate for the radical leftists, being Kamala Harris, and how they staged a coup against Joe Biden, okay? Now, there's been a lot of mounting pressure for the black community to rally behind Kamala Harris. Like, don't worry about her agenda. Okay, don't worry about it. Was y'all worried about the white folks' agenda? No, don't worry about the black folks' agenda for the country. Just put a black person in there. That's basically the pea-brain logic here. It's like, what you mean agenda? What does look like? High school? We don't write in agendas. We don't need agendas. You just put the black woman, black, in office because she's black. That's all you need to know. That's pretty much what the narrative is. And some of this pressure works on people. Like, we already know that the black woman is pretty much on lock for the Democrats, whether Kamala runs or not. Like, again, they could literally put Joe Biden in a coffin and they'd be out there casting massive millions of ballots for him all over the nation. But with Kamala, there's a little bit more enthusiasm, but I'd argue roughly the same amount of support. Now, for the black men, you got a totally different story. Now, you got some of them who are kind of caving to that pressure, and you have others who are like, man, hell no. I ain't about to sit up here and vote for cackling Kamala, Sleepy Joe, or anybody who doesn't directly articulate what their agenda is for me. Something I really appreciate. How are they going to support black communities? How are they going to support America? How are they going to keep us safe? How are they going to build our wealth? What are they going to do about this border? These are the pressing questions. MSNBC had a little focus group here, and they were discussing this with some black men. After that, I'm also going to get into a clip from Fox where they did several interviews from a different type of black men who's more similar to me. It's an interesting juxtaposition between the two. So without further ado, let's check out what the MSNBC focus group had to say.
I don't know if we're going to continue to have the right to vote if somebody else is in office after a number of years. So I talked to...
Look at that, scared black man. Black man scared of the white man, going to another white man to save him. Isn't that kind of silly when you really think about it?
A lot of brothers out there say, I'm not voting. You gotta vote. Not voting is not an option.
By show of hands.
So I disagree with that too. I feel like it just depends. If you feel like you got problems with the country, then you should be voting. If you good where you at and you don't feel like voting, that's your prerogative too. You got the right to vote so that you could choose if you could or could not vote. Not so you had to vote, because they don't just want you to vote. They want you to vote for who they want you to vote for. They don't want you to go out there and vote for Trump. They just want you to vote for Kamala because they feel like, well, if you talk to the brothers out there, then you know they're going to vote for Kamala. That's what he's really saying. He just didn't articulate that here.
How many of you know a black man who has expressed to you that they're committed to voting for Donald Trump? Okay. For the brothers who have told you that or said that to you, has the emergence of Kamala Harris changed that for those brothers?
I would say most of the men that I know that are on the Trump train they just want something different from the status quo, and they feel as though that Trump can bring that.
How much pressure, if any, do you feel to make the commitment and engage the conversation or the support for Kamala Harris from community before you've heard anything in terms of what her platform is?
Rather significantly. Being an HBCU alum and D9 member, we've already seen that push and that call for all of us to rally behind her. She already had my vote. based on, and we had this conversation earlier in the year, the Biden administration actually campaigned on forgiving student loans, and they forgave my wives. That was a direct benefit for me. So they had my vote solidified on that. But I do
using bribes. All right, let's keep going.
feel like the symbolism of the moment does urge us a little bit more, even without hearing the platform, to be behind it.
It's kind of double for me personally, because it's kind of like you're almost a villain if you have a question, right? It's almost like, you know, you're anti something because you question something. And politically, you know, because it's such a finite timetable of when you have to make a decision, it doesn't leave room to have a real in-depth conversation. You're almost put in a place where you have to just say, come on, let's go. And it's like, come on, let's go with what, right? And then when you're halfway down the road and you feel like, wait a minute, I shouldn't be part of this bandwagon. Are you anti because you want to back off now? Or you know, let me out the car. You know what I'm saying? How you looked at now, you know what I mean? So it's rough.
So you got literally black men up here saying they don't know what the hell Kamala Harris stands for, which again, you should know because Kamala Harris has it literally takes like minutes to look her up and see what her history is. But okay, cool. They don't happen to know because they managed to get here on this focus group somehow. How the hell do you manage to get on here? You feel like you got to look these people up to even get on this, but they didn't take the time to look up the person who they're voting for. So they were busy looking for clout and to be on TV, but they couldn't take the time to figure out who the hell was going to be running the country, keeping us out of nuclear war, keeping the economy going well, keeping illegal immigration down, and preventing all these crazy people from going to black communities primarily. Didn't have time to focus on that, but getting on MSNBC for clout was top priority. This is a classic example of what I consider a weak man to look like. You're literally saying that you're allowing somebody to like pressure you into what I consider to be a major decision. I know that an election only lasts a certain number of years, but the way to look at anything in life is you always have to get over a hump in order to get to the next part of life. You got to get past chapter 2 to get to chapter 3. You can't just skip from chapter 1 to 3 in life. You have to survive that chapter. If you get killed off in chapter 2, you're not in chapter 3. There's no revivals here. Okay, let's talk about some afterlife stuff. But on earth, you only got one chance. And these people are giving it away due to basically being bullied by the black community into submission, the blacks and the Democrat Party, because the radical left absolutely will shame and bully you into submission. Just take a look at what this one black woman had to say.
So ever since I've showed my support to Donald Trump, the internet has called me a clown. I'm not educated. I'm not black. They wish Donald Trump would my daughters. They want me to go jump off a bridge. I mean, the amount of hateful things that people are leaving under my comments, it's so disgusting. You guys are so for love and peace and unity, but actually you guys are the most hateful people. You guys are a bunch of snowflakes. You can't handle somebody just stating their opinion. You can support Kamala Harris on your page. That's fine. That's okay. I don't expect anybody or everybody to think like me. So it's wild to me.
Now I'm going to show you the juxtaposition here where a bunch of folks who Fox happened to interview, they're asking a question to numerous black men. What do you think Democrats understand the least about black Americans and specifically black men in America? Their answers are much better than what you're seeing from that woke group of non-monolithic people. Like I don't think this part was in the clip. There's a bunch of different clips of that MSNBC focus group, and at one point somebody said, oh, we're not monolithic, but it's like y'all all voting for Kamala. What do you mean we're not all monolithic? Like, it doesn't make any sense, and I'll get into that further after I kind of start reacting to this Fox News clip. Let's get into it.
What they understand least about us is that we are human beings too, and we got rights too.
I don't think they take us serious. They take us for granted.
The fact that we're just Americans, first of all. A lot of times they think that we are just going to follow maybe what our parents followed or what our grandparents followed, and They think that we're not thinkers, smart enough to think for ourselves and really look at this for what it is.
They believe that black people are uneducated, that they don't love their country, and they are just led by whatever they see on news, celebrities, and the media.
Unfortunately, I mean, I think the statistics prove that black people do follow things that they see on the news, like MSNBC, CNN being one of the most popular, Fox News being number one, CNN being number two. And black people are absolutely watching CNN and MSNBC. I know many people who watch both of those networks exclusively, and that's where they get their news / propaganda, as well as people like Taraji P. Henson out here.
Look it up! Look it up! Look it up!
And the likes of woke behind Steve Harvey trying to say that, hey, be afraid of Project 2025, which Trump denounced numerous times already, and stop asking for black stuff. It's bad for you to ask for anything related to your specific community. Every community in America is different. It has different, unique needs, but you're bad for asking for anything specific, so don't do it. Take a look.
See, I'm on this radio show and I'm hearing all these people talking about, I'm not voting if they're not doing nothing for us. Listen to me. If you do not vote, the analytics will show. They know how many women vote, they know the age you are when you vote. If we don't vote, how we gonna ask for something next time? If you ain't got no voting power, you talking about reparations. Ain't nobody finna give you no reparations and you don't vote? Why you think they finna give us some money? No how, man. I hope they do. They owe us. I go down there.
I just want to say for the record that Steve Harvey is one of the fakest people on television, and nobody should take this guy's opinion on things seriously. If he happens to be being real about what he's talking about, then I really have to question his overall intelligence, because you don't give anyone something for nothing. Okay, it is a 100% business transaction. If I'm voting for Trump, I'm not voting for him for any reason besides it to be totally transactional. I vote for you, you do things for me, such as close that damn border and get that economy right, keep us out of wars. Same thing Trump did between 2016 to 2020. That's what I need him to do again, and I know he can do it because that's what he did before. That's why I'm looking forward to supporting him. I'm not voting for Trump off of some he claimed to be conservative and I just really like him stuff, off of some sort of sense of loyalty, off of something that's I'm just wishful thinking. No, I'm voting for him off of history and good track record. Certainly wouldn't support Kamala. She got a bad track record. Terrible supporting Sleepy Joe. It makes no sense, but let's keep going.
They can't buy us. You know, the black vote has long stood with the Democratic Party for long, and I feel like they have taken that for granted, and they haven't done much with it.
Well, of course they have, because they don't need to do anything else yet. But then again, maybe the Democrats are way ahead of us, because by importing all these illegal immigrants, many of these people are going to inevitably become citizens. They're going to fast track their way to citizenship because the Democrats have already stated that that's what they wanted to do. And once that happens, who cares about the black vote anymore? You dummies are going to be obsolete. That's what the Democrats are at the top are going to say. Like, you dummies, fools, you fell for it. Now we no longer need you. Get the hell up out of my face. You don't want to vote for us? Well, too bad. Now we got whoever the hell from Venezuela, other people from parts of Africa that are non-black Americans, but other people from other parts of Africa that's coming to the country, China, Russia, every damn where. They're our new constituents. We're going to focus on them just the way that they were basically replaced black people with LGBTQ. Do you definitely think that you don't think they'll replace you with millions of more people? The LGBTQ community is much smaller, and they already capitulate massively to these people. You don't think that they're going to just sweep the freaking black people under the rug after they got somebody to replace you with? Foolish. Sometimes our people just got to be smarter. And a lot of the time when people question the intelligence, it's like almost like you have to. I'm not trying to put my own folks down, but it's like, look at the track record of success. Like, you can't say that you've had a bunch of success voting in Democrats and having some sort of amazing result with criminal justice reform, reforming of the school and education systems, having a great economy. These are not things that the Democrats have historically been good at. The only thing that they can do is lie and gaslight about it. Let's keep going.
We're just normal people. We're not special because we're black. No person is special because of their race. We're just normal people, and that's it. And you don't have to treat us like we're a brand new creature, okay? Trying to make me think that I deserve more than somebody else. I've been mistreated more than others. No, we're just normal people, and we live normally in society. That's it.
They literally underestimate the zeal of the people to get successful in this country. It doesn't matter how they look. It doesn't matter where they come from. Everybody wants to succeed. They want a chance at that American future. And they at least understand that because they think that somehow they can associate that only with their party. But people are looking for success wherever they can find it. And if the conservative movement shows them that that's where they're going to find that success, then guess where they're going to go? That's exactly where they're going to go.
Not all of us think of ourselves in relation to our skin color. This is really about values and morals and how you see the world, and you just vote that way and whatever's best for you. Not everybody's going to fall in line with the Democrat or the Republican, so it's just our individual thing, but attacking people because they vote one way and think they're supposed to vote, Democrat because they're black is probably not really a good idea.
I feel like sometimes they're just like, trying to get the vote for like any other reasons, but then end up not really like following the agenda.
Democrats view black men as really, it was almost like we're not there in the community, right?
They treat black men like they're invisible or like they're dumb, which makes absolutely no sense, but that's what they try to do, and they deserve to pay, and they're gonna pay this November.
I think there's no black guy, no white guy like that. We are Americans, and we should always respect one another.
Facts. This guy, I love this guy who at the freaking end of the video, man. Look, there's the strong man and there's the weak man. The strong man doesn't get pressured, really the strong person, but I'm talking about men right now. You don't get pressured into voting for anybody. Like, I'm not, even on this channel, I don't want to pressure anybody to vote for anybody. I just want people to think. I want people to use their brain and think about what they're voting for. Not their emotion, not getting riled up, because somebody's white or black or somebody's a woman or anything like that. I want people to think about things that are important to them. If it happens to be abortion and you just really, really want to get abortions really bad, then okay, cool. That's your thing. I disagree. I actually respect the disagreement. Okay, I don't like the position, but I respect the disagreement. You actually have a position. If it's just like, well, Kamala's a woman and she's black and we need a vote, it's like, no. I feel the same way if you're like, well, Trump's a white man and the white man is so smart. No. I don't agree with that either because Joe Biden's a white man. Y'all know. Let's not even go there. Like, so it's clearly not a race thing. Okay. It's just about policy at the end of the day. And the fact that you got people out here saying, hey, I don't even know what Kamala Harris' policy position is, but I'm going to support her anyway. Unfortunately, it kind of dispels, it counters what the stronger, smarter people are saying, because they're basically trying to say, well, black people aren't just, kind of dumb in the way that they vote. Well, yeah, I mean, maybe you're not. Maybe some of us aren't. But the numbers speak for themselves. I hate to say it. Again, I'm going to dog out black folks on this channel video, but the numbers are what they are, and the facts do present to us that majority of people are voting based off in the black community off of things like what the celebrities are saying, what the news is saying, pressure, guilt, things like that. Manipulation effectively is the word to describe what's happening to the community, and I feel like it is the most effective in America to the black community. Now, in order to counteract this, that's why you got the Black Anomaly Rising channel, and you want people to really think about what you're getting yourself into and keep it real simple. Money, open borders, illegal immigrants go right to the Black community and share resources. If I have if the government has $100 and they're like, all right, this local area has $100, and then you get a bunch of illegal immigrants come in that's roughly half the population of that same community. Well, you know, now we have $50 for you and $50 for you. Like, it's basic math. It's really that simple, guys. This is why videos like this need to be shared out. Definitely drop a like on this video and share it to let people know, hey, use your common sense. If you care about Roe v. Wade or women's rights, whatever it is you're talking about, that's your most important thing. Okay, cool. If you go to that grocery store and you complain about bills and gas and electricity and rent and interest rates, and then you vote for Kamala, God have mercy upon your soul. Drop a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. I appreciate you watching the Black Anomaly Rising channel. I'm out.
It doesn't matter whether you're black or brown or white or whatever the hell color you are, it doesn't matter. We are all Americans, and we're going to pull together as Americans.